On this episode of the F1 Chat, we discuss the Canadian F1, Esteban Ocon, Sergio Perez, Yuki Tsunoda, and the 2026 regulations. All that and more right here on the F1 Chat.
And then, at the very next race, after you've been chewed out in French, in public, in front of everybody, and then your team principal's gone upstairs and talked to the reserve driver who's going to take your seat, you act like a fuckwit for the last 10 laps and not let your teammate past.
Hello there, Internetland, eh? This is the F1 Chat, eh? Episode 10 of the F1 Chat of the 2024 season. I'm your host, Phil Lamington. Seated to my left is a man, he's very kind of happy, even though he's a bit devo that the Winston Cup is not going back to Canada.
Yeah. Eh? The Stanley Cup.
That's the one. Winston Cup's
The Winston
NASCAR.
Cup.
That's NASCAR.
Not since Dale Earnhardt died.
Well, yeah.
I don't think the Winston Cup's ever gone to Canada.
Hey.
I'll have to check that stat.
Hey. Yes, it's JB. JB, how goes it?
I'm good, because I'm fucking home.
Yay!
I'm home from Hale Creek. I'm fucking good. And McLaren did well. I mean, nearly had it. Nearly had it, but for that wet water, but we'll get to it.
Yeah. And it makes
As opposed to the dry water.
slack water.
As opposed to the dry water. The wet water got Lando, but we'll talk about it.
And making his return, he's back. He's bad. You're black and I'm mad. It's Longhorn. How are you?
Oh, I'm good to be back, eh?
Hey?
Yeah.
Hey, because we're
Finally back.
Because
The three of us. It's been a while.
Yeah, in the
The
same
three
room.
amigos in the same room.
Yeah.
You had to put up with this shitty crackling of my headphones from 200 kilometres away.
Or JB and I trying to carry an episode by ourselves.
Hey, we were alright at that at the start, but it's not the same without Longhorn.
It's
That's
not the
right.
same without all three of us
Yeah,
in the same
yeah.
room.
And we're all rocking our team polos, which is a nice touch.
Yes.
It's good.
Yes, quite the nice aesthetic. Even though if you're a Ferrari supporter, you're not exactly proud right now.
Or a Williams supporter.
Yeah, especially seeing one of your Williams got taken out by my Ferrari.
The good Williams, too.
Yeah. The two good ones.
You
yeah.
took the good one out.
the potential teammates. Already starting the friction.
You got something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Could be worse. Could be an Alpine supporter.
Yeah.
Right. So that was the Canadian F1, eh?
Yes.
From Circuit de Villeneuve in Montreal.
On the island of Sodor. I think it's the island of Sodor. St. Lawrence Sea.
Mount Mordor.
Yeah, I was going to say, why does it sound like it's from somewhere in Lord of the Rings?
Sodor's the Thomas the Tank Engine Island, you cultured fucks.
Fuck him up the ass, said the fat controller.
Ringo Starr's deleted lines in that show must have been brilliant.
You know they did a remake series?
Yeah. If it's not Ringo Starr on...
No, it was Pierce Brosnan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How far has he fallen since he was James Bond?
He was, probably one of the best James Bonds too.
Yeah. Even though, like, his first movie was great, and then he just went down the shitter.
Yeah.
By the time he got an Aston Martin back, the rest of the movie was a car wreck.
Yeah.
But GoldenEye.
Up
Great,
there. One of the
great
best.
movie.
Great video game.
Great video game. No one will play me at it anymore, though. It's a not fair. Shogo goddammit mode.
He took all the fun out of it. What's wrong with getting slapped while you're getting shot in the head?
That and me winning that fucking tournament at Haven in 2014.
Correct.
Yep. I got a nice little trophy.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Is it like a big head James Bond?
No.
That would have been cool.
Just
Yeah.
a trophy.
Oh, right.
But I was pissed off because I was a runner-up in the Mortal Kombat 9 tournament. So I was just like, right, I'm going to fucking Ric Flair this shit. Dirtiest player in the game. Here we fucking go. Oh, wait, we're swearing too much again.
Oh, that's right. I click explicit every week.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Right. Canadian F1. JB. F1 report.
Hell yeah.
Hit it.
Speaking of trophies, the 2024 AWS Canadian Grand Prix from Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Canada, on the island of somewhere on the St. Lawrence Sea.
Mount Mordor. Mount Mordor.
The
The
island
eyes just like, oh, just like looking at us right now.
Viewed on by the evil eye of Sauron.
the evil eye of Lance Stroll. Also Canadian. Lap 1. George Russell starts on pole position on a wet track, alongside Max Verstappen, both drivers setting the exact same time in qualifying, which was pretty amazing.
That was the first time since Spain 97.
Yep. Yep.
That's pretty cool, wasn't it?
George Russell and Max Verstappen identical times, but because George Russell set his before Max Verstappen, he got pole. George Russell gets the lead off the start of the race. Kevin Magnussen gains 7 spots as both Haas cars start the race on full wets. Lap 6, Logan Sargent goes off at turn 6 but gets back into the race. Lap 8, Kevin Magnussen pits for a set of intermediate tyres, but the team isn't ready and he concedes an 8-second pit stop. Lap 12, Daniel Ricciardo is handed a 5-second time penalty for a questionable false start. I don't know if you guys saw the replay of it, but it's questionable.
Yeah.
Lap,
into that.
lap 20, Lando Norris passes Max Verstappen for second place as DRS is enabled on the drying track. Lap 21, Lando Norris passes George Russell for the lead of the Grand Prix. Max Verstappen gets second off him too when George Russell runs wide. Lap 25, Logan Sargent spins in turn 4, triggering a safety car. Lando Norris doesn't pit, everyone else behind him does. Lap 26, Lando Norris pits for intermediate tyres in the hopes that the Delta time would save him, but he loses the lead to Max Verstappen and second place to George Russell. Lap 29, Charles Leclerc pits for hard tyres, trying to reset his Ferrari's engine issue as well. Lap 32, Alex Albon pulls off a stunning double overtake on Daniel Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon into the final chicane. Charles Leclerc pits for intermediate tyres. Carlos Sainz makes slight contact with Valtteri Bottas, losing a small chunk of his front wing. Lap 42, Lando Norris has a moment and skates through turn 1 but continues without losing a spot. Lap 43, Charles Leclerc retires from the Grand Prix in his Ferrari. Lap 44, Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz pit for medium tyres. Lap 45, Max Verstappen pits for mediums, George Russell pits for hards. Lap 47, Lando Norris pits from the lead of the race for medium tyres, but loses the lead to Max Verstappen on the outside of turn 2 as the slick tyres slide on the water on the outside of the track. Lap 49, George Russell passes Lando Norris for second place after Lando locks up into the hairpin. Lap 51, George Russell runs wide and loses second place back to Lando Norris. Lap 53, Sergio Perez smashes his rear wing after spinning off the track in his Red Bull, retiring the car. Carlos Sainz spins, Alex Albon hits him as he rolls backwards. Both cars retire from the Grand Prix as the safety car is deployed. Lap 63, George Russell and Oscar Piastri bump into each other in the final chicane, George Russell losing out to both Piastri and Lewis Hamilton. Lap 65, Lewis Hamilton passes Oscar Piastri for third. Lap 68, George Russell passes Lewis Hamilton for third. Lap 70, Max Verstappen wins the Canadian Grand Prix from Lando Norris and George Russell. Max Verstappen gets fastest lap. Lando Norris gets driver of the day.
And in fourth place was Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes. Fifth place was Oscar Piastri in the McLaren. Sixth place was Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin. Seventh place was... What the fuck? Lance Stroll in seventh place in his Aston Martin.
And his
Is
home
that
race.
a typo?
And his, no. Really?
Yeah.
It's his home...
It is his home race.
Well, he's not quite Charles Leclerc. So.
He's not quite Gilles Villeneuve either.
Eighth place is Daniel Ricciardo in the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. Why do I have to say that? Really?
You just say RB.
You can just say the V Cub.
Not. Yeah,
Say the Red Bull B team.
Yeah, but that sounds like an energy drink.
It is
V
an
Cub.
energy drink. What do you think Red Bull is, you dickhead?
But they're not Red Bull. It's a racing bull. You dickhead.
I'm not going to stand here on technicalities.
That's what the team's called.
VCOM sounds like an energy drink. You know what else sounds like an energy drink? Red Bull.
And Monster.
And V.
Ninth place is Pierre Gasly in the Alpine. And 10th place is Esteban Ocon in the Alpine.
Well, you want to talk about typo. Everybody from 6 down. What the fuck is that?
What's going on?
2 Aston Martins, 1 RB, and 2 Alpines scoring points. That's terrible news for Williams, by the way. But
And Ferrari.
well, yeah, and Ferrari, I guess.
But, well, we'll
What a
talk.
race.
Yeah,
It
It
was
was a really good race.
It really
Great race.
was.
Yeah.
One of those changeable conditions races. Everybody was making mistakes. Everyone was pushing the limits of the car. You know, I think Charles Leclerc initially tried slick tyres way too early.
Yeah.
But, like, the tyre strategy was there. The Haas's at the start on the wets.
Yeah, it was cool.
Kevin Magnussen went from 14th to 3rd
Yeah.
before he stopped.
Yeah.
Like, the gambles, the driving was... That's Formula One at its best.
And
Had a
then,
bit of
and then
everything.
the road dried up and the Haas's went back to their assumed position.
Yeah. The road dried up. The Red Bull hit the front.
That was it.
That was it.
It was like, we're back to some scheduled programming, except for everybody's still spinning behind.
Game over, man. Game over.
Oh. There is a new Alien movie coming out, by the way.
Yes, Romulus.
Yes. Game over, man. Game over. The fuck are we going to do now? That's fucking awesome, that movie. But it was a great race.
It was.
It really was. Like, and Canada always throws up something.
Always
Oh,
gives us wet.
that track in the
Some
wet,
point in
man.
the weekend. Yeah.
Even a dry race, you know.
And it
Like,
was,
the dry races can be a bit procedural.
but also, it wasn't just wet, it was cold.
Oh, fuck oath.
So they had to work super hard. Like, Carlos Sainz, you couldn't blame him for losing the back end and then taking Albon out. It was all an accident. Like, it was just,
He just slid. Like, he couldn't do anything.
yeah.
He said himself, I couldn't do anything. And he's like, yeah. Even Sergio Perez, he slid off. That's the same corner that Sebastian Vettel slid off that year.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the same corner both him and Sainz went off? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it literally the same corner?
And
same race?
Yeah.
Logan Sargent went off but saved it at that
At
same
that one-
corner.
that corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, you know, points to Logan Sargent for saving it.
Oh, only to do it again. But,
Want to see me do it again?
yeah. But not save it.
James Vowles was like, try harder.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Do a full 360 this time.
Don't pretend. Do it for real. But, and I mean, you got to feel bad for Charles Leclerc. Like, from lap 1, he was down on horsepower by about,
Half a second.
yeah, like it
Because
was,
he's like, how much time am I losing? He's like, you're just losing time. He's like, just keep going. He's like, that's not the answer I want. How much time am I losing down the straight? He's like, half a second. Just like, all right.
yeah, because he was 15 horsepower down.
Because the ERS system was buggered.
Yeah.
And then he fixed it, but by the time he fixed it, he was lost.
Well, no, he didn't fix it. He thought he fixed it. That's why he retired.
All right.
Yeah. They tried the hard reset, but it was hard fucked.
Yeah.
So
Proper fucked.
yeah, proper fucked. But then, well, I'll wait until we get to the helmet drivers to discuss something. So, but Max Verstappen,
He's back.
It wasn't the easiest victory though.
He hasn't been having easy victories for a while.
Yeah, it's good. He had to work for it. It was
He's
good.
had to work for his last couple of wins. He's had McLarens up his ass the whole time, which is, I'm not complaining at all.
And he might have not if he got lucky this week with the safety
And if,
car. And
had,
I mean,
had
kudos.
it been slightly drier on that outside line, Lando probably wins this race.
Probably. But I mean, you can say, I know Christian Horner even said it, that, you know, this was payback for Miami because Lando got the good of the safety car in that one and helped there. So it evened out. But if it hadn't and Lando had got in, we could have literally been looking at a different winner.
Yeah.
But Max Verstappen, he got the job done. He got the biscuits at the end of the race. So
That's why he's world champion.
yeah.
That's right.
And driver of the day was Lando Norris again.
Absolutely deserved.
Yeah,
Could have
drove really
almost
well.
won it. Could have almost won it.
And like the race. The racers put out this video where they're like, "Oh, Mercedes is back." It's like It's one fucking race, mate.
Yeah, I don't.
It was in the wet.
Yeah, Too many variables in this race to say they're back.
At the moment,
If you're going to say Mercedes is back, you might as well say Alpine's back.
Yeah.
Because they got double points finish.
And then the next video they put out was Ferrari is sinking. It's like, it's one race, and...
They are fucking as bad as Sport Bible when it comes to fucking soccer.
Or Fox Sports Australia.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Don't do it. Don't become another clickbait fucking site, please.
Yeah.
No, too late.
Like the race, I like the races videos because they're informative and shit, but don't become a fucking Sport Bible where it's like, fucking, this player's not happy and blah, blah, blah. And then you click it and he's just like, oh, he had words with the manager at training.
Yeah.
Like, what does that have to do with anything?
I like when they do their informative videos where they just put all the information out on the table and you get to make
It's really
your
good.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to make your own or something like.
When they write an opinion piece, that's when they turn into Dave Meltzer.
Yeah,
a clickbait opinion piece is not what I like.
do
Where
that.
it's like, oh, Ferrari's gone, like you're saying, after one race. It's like, no.
They literally
Not what I
won.
wanna
They
see.
literally won Monaco,
Yeah.
and then they have engine issues here, and Ferrari are fucked.
Ferrari knew that they were going to be down on power on this track.
Yeah,
Because
they knew. Yeah.
Their engine architecture, and specifically how their turbo works, it doesn't provide power all the way along the straights. So it's more so that when they come out of a corner, the turbo kicks in. So it's power straight away.
They've got an accelerating engine more than a top speed engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why they run lower downforce than a lot of other teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you've got one driver who is 15 horsepower down,
Half a
Done
second.
from the start of the race.
Half a second a lap.
yeah, that might as well have
That's
been
2 seconds every 4 laps.
that might as well have been the 2020 Ferrari.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you hear the sneaky rumor that they're investigating McLaren's engine for the fuel pump thing? The same fuel pump thing that Ferrari got in trouble for?
Oh shit!
Yeah. They want Mercedes HPP pump to go to the FIA for a scrutineering. I hope it's not. I don't believe it's that. I don't think McLaren's like that.
Is it just other teams? Is it
Well,
another team trying to pull them down?
hang on. I've got to interrupt you. You don't think McLaren's like
I know
that?
exactly what you're about to say. I know exactly what you're about to say.
Spygate.
That was fucking sneaky, though.
Spygate.
Hey, if you're going to leave your fucking blueprints in a photocopier,
Yeah.
don't fucking
Have a
fucking just-
disgruntled employee.
Yeah, but
Maybe don't make your employees so disgruntled.
Spygate. The additional floor.
Don't print out your blueprints at the public library, you know?
What?
Yeah, but it's a guy who was leaving Ferrari to go to McLaren.
Oh, I know.
That's just benefactory. That's not cheating. That's just right place. That's just a beneficiary.
No, we didn't leave the records at the copy shop. The guy who was jumping ship to your team took them to the copy shop and left them there.
Well, maybe you should fucking check what's in his pockets before he leaves the factory.
Yeah, do a strip search before he leaves Ferrari headquarters.
I'll bet they fucking implemented that rule afterwards.
Sure of it.
You know exactly where I was going with that.
As soon
don't
as you're going to say, like, don't bring up Spygate. Don't bring up Spygate.
you?
It's
Yeah, but
bullshit.
I'm right.
That's bullshit.
But I'm right. I'm right. I'm right.
Bring up
You
the-
know I'm right.
You bring up the double diffuser in the F duct, but
Yeah, well,
that was
them
innovation.
too.
That was innovation. How else are we going to catch Sebastian Vettel and his fucking traction control Red Bull?
It could be worse. It could be worse. It could be Mercedes since 2014.
No, it's been pretty good.
So, yeah.
I would like to know what team actually made McLaren submit their fuel pump to the FIA, though.
It'll be
I
Mercedes.
wonder if it'd actually be Mercedes
It'll be
themselves.
Mercedes because they're the ones chasing them,
Yeah.
and they're also the man. Like they give them the power unit. So
Yeah, it's like, well,
it's either Toto Wolff
I reckon
or
it
it's
would
Christian Horner.
it's always Mercedes. I don't.
I
Think
reckon
it's
it'd be.
Horner.
I reckon it's Mercedes
It's 100%
because they're like,
Mercedes.
we know what our power unit can do, but why is that car so much faster?
Exactly.
With the
It'll
same?
be them trying to work out what are
Yeah,
they doing
it's like,
different
what's the
with
trick?
the same power unit with
What's the trick? Obviously, they can't figure it out
I think we
arrow-wise.
can all comprehensively say it wasn't Uncle Fred.
Fuck no, that dude was in there celebrating with us on the
Yeah,
podium in
he's-
Miami.
Unless it's like a double move, you know what I mean? He's like secretly
Be
behind.
friends with them and
yeah,
then
he's
stab
pretend,
them in
but
the
then he's
back.
like, I am friends with McLaren, and then behind that he's like, the Dark Lord. He's like
Pulls out an individual immunity idol.
Yeah.
Hidden immunity idol. He voted off a fucking tribe.
Nah, I just haven't heard anything back about it. I reckon it's bullshit from the start. But the games they play, in the Formula One paddock.
It's always about whinging about why another team's fast, not about worrying about why your car isn't.
Yeah, it's always someone else's fault when your car's not
When
working.
you're not fast and someone else is fast, it's always, what are they doing?
And then it's
They're
clickbait for
cheating.
the race.
Yeah.
And then the race is all over it. It's
Yeah.
clickbait.
All right, key drivers. So we go to our photo of key drivers. Key drivers.
Two of the keyest drivers there ever was.
Jorge Russell.
Yes.
I think he was solid all weekend.
Put it
solid.
on pole.
Yeah.
Put it on pole, technically.
Couple
Well,
of
no,
little
no,
mistakes.
But he
but
got
other
there.
than that,
He got there first.
He got there first, so yes, he put it on pole. Yeah, a couple of mistakes at key times let him down. But he was there the whole race. Him and Lando were fighting the whole race. Him and, Max was there too. But that's probably his best drive since,
Brazil 2022.
I was going to say Singapore, but he crashed out in that race.
Yeah, if he hadn't have crashed out in that race, probably would have been all right. But
He's this is one of his best performances this year, probably.
I'd say. Yeah, definitely this year.
Definitely a good drive.
Yeah.
He deserved the podium as much as Lewis fought him.
I would have been disappointed
George-
if Lewis got that at the end.
I would have been
Yeah.
disappointed too because George
He
seemed
had
to
to
be
be
the
in
one.
the podium.
Yeah.
He deserved it more than Lewis.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
My next key driver is Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I feel sorry for him.
I've got two words that sum up Daniel Ricciardo's weekend. Eat shit. Why am I saying that?
Because you're talking about old
Jacques
Jacques
Villeneuve
Villeneuve.
sitting there running his mouth
Yeah.
about him, and then he qualifies fifth.
fifth. Yeah,
Yep,
it was
and
awesome.
then-
And then they
Comes
told
home.
him at the press pit, like, oh yeah, Jacques Villeneuve said this. He's like, oh, well, I don't really pay attention to what they said, but
Yeah, no, good on him is what we know to see. And
Took him in stride.
to go back, as you mentioned earlier before, JB, in the podcast, his penalty, when I watched that, I could not see him move before the lights
I
went
thought
out.
it was a good start.
Yeah, it
I
looked
thought
like
he
a
nailed
great
it.
start. Like, I've seen it on Facebook, and there's a whole bunch of comments of people saying, "Oh, he's slightly moving." But me personally, I could not see it for the life of me.
I've seen worse ones.
Yeah, way worse ones, and I'm like, "Oh, that's a bit. How you going?"
I've seen
Bit
worse
unfortunate.
ones let go.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen worse starts let go.
Exactly. I would love someone to break down how he actually got done, because from the eye, I could not see him move.
It looked pretty clean.
Yeah.
my final two, I'm going to group them together, were K-Mag and Hulkenberg. Their drive in the wet,
Yeah.
that was just...
On the wet tyres, it was
Yeah, that was just...
Kudos to Haas for having the balls to put the full wets on.
cool. Yeah, and you got to do that when the team's.
They
in the
didn't
bottom
get
10.
any points out of it, which is probably the most disappointing part because they deserve points.
Do you think they would have done a bit all right if they had nailed their pit stop when Magnussen finally come in and they weren't ready?
I reckon he would have been near enough to the top 10 by then.
Yeah, I think he might have been.
I don't
yeah.
actually know where he finally eventually finished, but
I think he was about 2 laps too late. He should have come in 2 laps earlier
yeah.
and got rid of them then. Then
And
he would
the
have been...
crew would have been fucking ready for him, and he would have come out probably 7th or 8th and
Yeah.
battled from there.
Yeah,
I don't know if the Haas had the outright speed though. To be
No.
fair,
no, probably
But-
not.
No, well, it's got a Ferrari power unit.
well,
There you go.
so did the McLaren's got a Mercedes power unit, and it's faster than the Mercedes.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean shit.
It wasn't a great track for
The
Ferrari.
Spygate.
Apparently, so let's be real.
Spygate.
No, don't take the USB out of the fucking computer.
All right. The helmet drivers. Now, really, there's only really one person in this helmet driver category, but I've put 4 people in there just for shits and giggles.
Got to give options.
First one is Sergio Perez.
Yeah. You know what's funny about Sergio Perez, right? He keeps doing this at Red Bull, right? He just keeps... He puts in the gunner performance where you're like, that's what we need you to do, Perez. Thank you. That's all we need you to do. So that he's fine. Then he just goes to absolute shit for a while, and the heat starts building, and all the talk is Perez has got to go. Who is it? Ricciardo? Like, who's replaced? And then he slowly does a ride again till the heat wears down, and they go, "Okay, we'll give you another contract. We'll give you a year."
I don't
then
think
he goes
he
to
deserved.
shit again.
I don't think he deserved an extension.
I think they did it too early. They should have waited until the end of the year. No one was going to poach him.
Why the fuck? What are they worried about?
No one was going to poach him. It's
No
not
one
like,
wants. There's a reason no one's chasing Sergio's signature.
exactly. Like, why didn't you wait till the end of the year and then
The
and
ball.
fully
The
looked at it
ball
all?
was in Red Bull's court.
Exactly.
You could have fucked him off whenever you wanted.
I mean,
And now you've jumped the gun.
I've never thought Perez should have been in that second seat with the kind of car they had. I feel like they always should have had a better driver, but I
His
understood.
original contract
Yeah.
in 2021.
Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yes, yeah.
Since then,
Absolutely not.
absolutely fucking not.
100%. He
But,
has,
2021 and 2022.
I don't think it's a pro Perez signing though. It's him and Carlos didn't exactly get along in Toro Rosso. Danny Rick
is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Danny Rick is misfiring,
Yeah, he's not quite there.
and
Yep.
Yuki Tsunoda is just not Red Bull material.
Which is unfortunate because he's probably the driver putting in the performance to. If you were going to promote a driver from your B team, he's probably putting in the performance to get in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
Like they've put in drivers for less
there's
from
also
their academy.
there's
you know
also
what I mean?
this looming cloud over his head of him going to Aston Martin in 2026. Because Honda is powering Aston Martin, and he's a Honda-backed driver.
Yeah,
So that's the cloud over his head.
true. That is true.
Next driver is Carlos Sainz.
Yeah,
Did an
It
amazing.
was a
bottle-
mistake.
yeah, unlucky.
It was a bottle.
Although
job.
He
his-
did take Albon
Although
out, so
both
yes.
Ferraris had dog shit qualifying.
Yeah,
both knocked out in Q2.
just wasn't the right thing. Third guy, Logan Sargent, alumni,
Yep. The award's got to be named after him one day.
but not today. I don't think. This for me is the guy who I think is the surefire hit to get it today. Esteban Ocon. And I'll tell you why. Did you know for the last 10 laps of the race, Pierre Gasly was faster and the team asked him to move over? And he purposely didn't. He would actually get on the radio and say, forget it, not happening. And then, and they kept saying, let him by so he can have a crack at Ricciardo. And he's like, no, forget it. No, not happening. And they're like, please just do it. No, don't want to do it. Until turn 8 of the final lap where he let him by. And then he got on the radio. He's like, yeah, I'm a team player.
Okay, now.
That's
He's
a
doing
guy that's
himself.
not. Yeah, well, he doesn't have a fucking contract next year, so.
He's got no clue as well. Like, you're not promoting yourself to go to. Your stock is so low. And
No one
the
wants
biggest
you
knock on you
as a driver.
Your talent doesn't meet Formula One standard, really, and your teammate skills don't either. So what's your niche to get into a team? Because you've either got to have the talent of a number one, or you've got to be a number two, but you're such a team player that you're going to add something to that team. If you're not any of those two things, what do you do?
Your stock is so fucked.
Yeah.
Like, not only do you not have a fucking drive next year,
Yeah.
you're acting like a cunt.
You're acting like your talent is Max Verstappen. If you were Max Verstappen, maybe you could be that way. You're winning 50 out of 75 the last 75 races.
Your ego is also the same. No one in Formula One's going to touch him with a 10-foot pole.
Hell no. Hell no.
He's going to have to go to Alpine's World Endurance Championship team.
Even if Alpine will keep him after the way he's, think about Monaco. They were, I mean, to be fair, they don't know what to do, Alpine, but Bruno Fummin gets in and going, we're going to make changes, and then they do nothing. It's like, what was your change?
Yeah,
like, no wonder you suck. Like,
Did you hear what we reported with what Bernie Foreman did after Monaco?
no, I haven't actually had a chance to listen to our last podcast.
So Bernie Foreman told Ocon and Perez not to crash into each other. So what did Ocon do? Went for a gap that shouldn't have been there.
On Gasly.
On
he was told
Gasly.
not to. Yeah.
Crashed his car.
Yeah.
Gasly finished the race. Ocon was out.
Yeah.
So Foreman chews him out for, I think, 20 minutes straight, to the point where they could hear him down the end of the pit lane in French, just chewed him out.
Yeah.
And then went to the rooftop where like the visitors centre was and had a chat with Jack Doohan. When you're that bad that the team principal is blasting you in French
In public.
at high volume where the other teams can hear you.
And then you walk upstairs to the reserve driver and basically say, you've got the fucking drive next year.
Yeah.
Basically saying, you done gone fucked up.
Yeah.
And then, at the very next race, after you've been chewed out in French, in public, in front of everybody, and then your team principal's gone upstairs and talked to the reserve driver who's going to take your seat, you act like a fuckwit for the last 10 laps and not let your teammate pass.
It's not even him acting like a fuckwit.
It's just him being him.
Yes.
It's him acting like how he looks, a petulant child.
But this is why I don't
fucking
understand why they
dirty
didn't just
Frenchman.
make the change automatically. If I was them, I would have just got him out. They're in such a bad spot. It's not like
There were
Ocon's-
rumours they were going to boot him.
They should have.
There were rumours he was going to be dropped.
Doesn't this race prove that, those last 10 laps? If that's how he's going to act, how are you going to improve your team if that's the kind of guy you've got in it, who you're getting rid of anyway? I
wonder if he will be dropped.
I would have got rid of him after Monaco. You can already know what Ocon's attitude is. Like, the last 10 laps does not surprise me to the slightest. We know what he's like.
Yeah.
I would have just got rid of him then. If you want to make a statement and you want to try and repair this team and you want to get rid of the so-called cancer in the team in Ocon,
Yeah.
get rid of him.
Make a fucking
You're not
stand.
doing anything this year.
Make a stand.
This is the perfect year to let Jack Doohan come in because you're not expecting much. Like,
The car's fucked.
yeah, let him finish out the year.
Come
get
and
some-
drive the shit box, and we'll try again next year with
Ex-
something slightly better.
Exactly.
At
Hopefully
least
next
by
year.
then, Jack will have F1 experience, and you can hit the ground running.
It's just a wasted half of the year having Ocon in it, in my opinion, if he's going
Yeah,
to be gone.
yeah.
And the way
If you want him gone that badly, fucking do it now.
Exactly.
Like,
That's what
he's showing you his colours.
yeah.
Fucking boot him.
Over and over. Get rid of him. You're in charge, not Ocon.
And if this conversation doesn't prove who the helmet driver of the day is, I don't know what will.
So I take it you're voting for Logan Sargent.
Correct.
So Ocon,
Yeah.
Yes.
Ocon, with a bullet. All right. So we get to the news items. First news item. Esteban Ocon is leaving Alpine at the end of the season.
Good
This
riddance.
broke 2 days after Monaco. And everyone just went, well, we didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Not.
I didn't see it coming, but I definitely heard it.
That's
I was
what
on
she
the
said.
I was on the balcony over the harbour 3 blocks away, but pretty sure he's not going to be there.
I was on my super yacht, on the back of my super yacht.
Kimi Raikkonen's yacht. One more toy. Sitting there getting pissed with Kimi.
Sipping on me Heineken Zero. I can't understand French, but my God, he sounds angry.
Kimi Raikkonen sitting there going, the fuck are you doing drinking Heineken Zero? Get the real shit in here, you
Did he-
pussy.
Did he chew Ocon out in French and then go upstairs and talk to Jack Doohan in an Australian accent? Like, just chewed him out down the bottom, like, and then come up and like, yeah, g'day, mate, Jack. I reckon
Yeah.
you're going to be in the car next year.
Oi, cobber.
Yeah, cobber. Boy, have I got a gig for you.
Get in there, champion. Hey, go, champ.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of your dad.
Your dad's a legend, you not so much.
Hang on, that was on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Nick Aldis goes up to Dirty Dominic and he's like, yeah, big fan of your dad. Because his dad's Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, right.
He's like, yeah, big fan of your dad.
Jack's dad is my favourite motorcycle rider of all time.
He's pretty good.
He is pretty good.
He was pretty good.
Him and Wayne Gardner.
Yeah. But, yeah, Ocon.
Not surprising.
Good.
And people are saying, oh, he might end up at Williams or he might end up at Audi. Why would anyone want this dickhead?
Why would you touch him?
Why? You know what he is? You know what he is? You ever heard of this thing called the elephant's foot?
The Chernobyl thing.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what he is.
Cancer.
The elephant's foot.
Cancer-causing lump of radiation.
He is not 3 Ronkin. He is 15,000 Ronkin.
He's toxic.
He is fucking toxic. Get rid of him. Fuck him off.
Good luck to wherever he fucking lands.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a long F1 career considering how he
too
was in
fucking
F1.
long.
Yeah, it was too long. I mean, I don't think he ever beat a teammate throughout his tenure.
I don't know. He put him in the wall.
Yeah, that was the only way he could.
Beat him with hip and shoulder.
It's like on Instagram. I saw this video where it's from Top Gear, and they're talking about French cars. They're all drawn on mustaches, and Jeremy Clarkson's like, "Our cars are horrible." And someone's taken that and put the Alpine logo above it. Our cars are horrible. Get the chef to aerodynamics up here so we can fire him.
Or the other one the odd one from Monaco, and it's like, now normally you would see a gap like that and think, my car's too big to fit in there, but that's not how a French person would think. Oh no, I am at a crash.
Oh, the internet is undefeated.
Internet 1, Ocon 0.
Internet 6, Alpine 0. The amount of just trolling on Instagram and Alpine at the moment is brilliant.
Yeah, it's so good.
So, Ocon gone.
Good.
And so there was rumours that Mick Schumacher was going to be going to Alpine.
I think it's got to be Jack at this point, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
surely.
Gunther Steiner has come out and said, I would advise Alpine not to touch Mick Schumacher with a 10-foot pole.
Really?
Really?
Good on him.
Yeah, he said that on his podcast.
Why?
He said, I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. He's not a very good F1 driver. Which has then led... It has then led to Ralph Schumacher coming out and blatantly saying, Gunther Steiner is a dickhead who doesn't know what he's talking about. And if you don't believe me, look at how good his team is doing since he's left.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
That's a bit damning and factually accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't argue that one.
Ralph.
As much as I love Gunther,
Yeah. Ouch.
there's some truth there.
I unfortunately think Ralph has got checkmate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we would call
Game,
it.
set, fucking match. Ralph Schumacher.
That's what we'd call
Brother
it in
of
Scrabble.
the Michael.
Checkmate.
Yeah. So, yeah. And Ralph is just like, I will not acknowledge that man anymore. It's like, whoa, fuck, okay, that escalated fast. That Esteban Ocon fast.
Into the wall.
Into the wall, into your teammate. Take everyone out if they're painted the same colour as you.
Yep.
It is horrible.
Really big.
Get the chef do aerodynamics up here so we can fire him. Right, next news item. Sergio Perez has signed a 2-year extension with Red Bull, but...
It's a 1-year extension with a 1-year option.
Yeah, but he has to hit certain criteria in that year if he wants the other year in his contract. And Sergio Perez has said, I will be retiring at Red Bull.
Yeah, because he knows this is his last competitive car he's ever going to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, go out on top.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, good
Now,
on
look, yeah, I don't think he deserves it, but I think Red Bull's just trying to see out this regs, and they probably look to the future in 2026. I don't see him getting the extension.
No, he won't be going into the new regulations.
Nah, surely
Not a chance.
I think this is just one of those things. Oh, we're at the last year. We didn't really have anyone else knocking on the door.
Yeah.
We'll just see it out. We've got our Max Verstappen. We'll see out these regs. Hopefully, what I'm going to find interesting, though, is how Sergio is going to play. Now that the teams are catching Red Bull, with Sergio doing what he's doing in the last couple of weekends and not putting points on the board, are teams like a McLaren and Ferrari, they're going to be more consistent in it as a driver pairing, going to beat them in the constructors. That's going to be the interesting thing for me.
Yeah, I think
Max can't do it all on his own.
that's the thing. Red Bull in the constructors. I mean, they've got Ferrari breathing down their neck.
They got the McLaren will bring down
McLaren's
there.
catching up.
Yep.
You know, it's going to be a 3-horse race for the constructors.
Yep. I mean, all you need is Ferrari. I mean, it helps when Ferrari has a weekend like they did this weekend, which is unfortunate. But, you know, the thing with Sergio is he can't afford to have these mishap weekends because you're going to get a weekend where you have an engine problem or there's going to be a weekend where you have something you can't control.
The best analogy I can use to describe Sergio Perez is Top Gun. At the end of Top Gun. when Maverick freaks out and PTSDs and doesn't engage. And Iceman's sitting there going, damn it, he won't engage. Rah, rah, rah. That's him. He won't engage. He's not in the fight. And Red Bull could lose the constructors purely because Sergio is misfiring.
100%.
100%.
They definitely could.
Yep.
Another random reference right there. Yeah, the wider thing about Red Bull, I suppose we come to the next news item anyway, so we'll go to it, which is Yuki Tsunoda has signed an extension with Racing Bull, but don't know how long it's for.
I heard the rumour was it was just an extra year, just 25.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think they're looking at promoting Yuki.
No.
I thought he was going to Aston Martin because he's a Honda driver.
Yeah, but that's 2026.
I think that's what they're leaving it on the table for. I feel like they're going, all right, let's lock up.
Hang on,
25.
are they leaving money on the table?
I think they might be
They're
leaving some money on the table. I really do think they might be. If we were ever to get merchandise, hey, we'd have to get a shirt that said that with JB's face on it.
I'll see if I can get some shirts made.
Just for us.
Yeah.
I
could play gigs in it. We're leaving money on the table.
I think they're locking up to 2025, and they're just going to get through these regs of what it is. I think they're worried, or not worried, because I don't know if Yuki's completely in their plans, but I think there's a definite understanding that he might go to Aston Martin in 2026.
They got Liam Lawson there.
Yeah, Liam Lawson's going to come in. Yeah, I if he didn't have the Honda tyres, do you feel like Yuki might be getting his shot at Red Bull next year? If he didn't have the Honda tyres, do you think he's done a good enough
I'd
performance
take Lawson
to step up
over Tsunoda.
Yeah.
at Red Bull?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heavily
I'd take
disagree with
Lawson.
that.
I would take Liam Lawson as a driver over Yuki Tsunoda.
In the
Yeah.
top team at Red Bull.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't. I think Yuki's driven brilliant this year.
But here's the other thing. This is only rumour. But apparently it looks like Racing Bull are going to sign Daniel Ricciardo for another year. Which means Liam Lawson's going to be a reserve for another year.
They can't do that. You have to get him a seat.
They've got to get Liam Lawson in a seat.
Because they think that Daniel Ricciardo is actually starting to step up again.
It's starting to
It's
get
too late.
Fucking race.
It's too late.
Yeah.
It's not consistent enough.
Yeah.
Look, I think I know what the plan is. Keep Daniel Ricciardo in the Racing Bull. Sergio Perez has not a great year next year, so they don't go for the extension. He retires, Daniel Ricciardo gets a seat, and Liam Lawson comes up.
Yeah, but is Liam Lawson going to wait around a whole nother year? What's that going to do for his career?
Yeah, well, he
You can't
loses
keep him sitting on
momentum.
the side. Exactly, and this is what happens to drivers. They don't get in when the
Which-
time's right, and it
which-
just kills their career.
Which is the opposite with Oliver Behrman. Like, he's pretty much guaranteed to be going to Haas next year.
With Hulk gone, you'd think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's also see how he goes in F2 this year?
Oh, no,
I think his drive in Saudi Arabia pretty much.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
That one
Yeah.
drive.
And then,
Can I quickly ask you guys? Why do you guys rate Lawson over Yuki? With the idea that Yuki's had 3 years F1 this is his fourth year in F1 experience. Lawson's only had a couple of races, and it's not like he did well, but he didn't like score points or anything.
Yuki Tsunoda cracks under pressure a bit.
Yeah.
Still, he's got a bit of the Charlotte Claire's about him.
Yeah,
and
I see that. Yeah,
he is very temperamental, and there's only
If
so
it starts
much.
going wrong, it goes fucking wrong.
Yeah.
He's like me driving the Komatsu out at Howell Creek. If it starts going wrong, I get my own fucking head and I start making more mistakes.
yeah. Lose that focus.
Yeah,
And-
Yuki Tsunoda's a lot like me. He can't let shit go.
But you don't think you've seen enough from Lawson to think he doesn't have that in him.
Oh, look,
It's a small sample size, but
when-
he does seem like a bit of a cooler head.
yeah,
Yeah,
when
okay.
he was in that Racing Bull or what was it, Alpha Tori,
Yep.
last year. Like, he got straight in that car, had to do the race on Daniel Ricciardo's settings, so he had screw all time to get to know it at Zandvoort.
Yeah.
Then we get to Singapore
Yeah.
and just blew everyone out of the water with his performance. It was up there with Oliver Behrman this
It was
year.
a high pressure situation and he excelled. I
Yeah.
don't think Yuki Tsunoda would have excelled as well
Fair enough.
in a high pressure situation.
honest-
But not saying that he's not a good driver.
Yeah,
I just he's got a lot of kinks in his
His
game.
temperament.
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
fair enough. If you want to look at the kinks in Yuki Tsunoda and feel that's going to be his,
but I mean
kryptonite,
Sergio
and Lawson
Perez.
might not have that
But
yet.
I mean, compare that with Sergio Perez. Like Sergio Perez has got his fucking moments too,
yeah,
and they're becoming more and more frequent, which is the worrying thing.
Yeah,
I think the thing is with Yuki Tsunoda is, do you think that Christian Horner and JP or whoever his engineer are going to put up with the absolute explosions that Yuki Tsunoda does when he loses the plot?
I don't know. They put up with Max Verstappen at times.
Yeah, but that's a different understanding.
I know.
GP gets it.
I do. I get it. Yeah. No,
GP knows what Max is doing.
It's
Like,
JP.
no, it's Gian Piero Lambassi. It's
It's
GP.
It is GP.
It's GP.
That's JP.
It's not.
It's GP.
It's Gian Piero Lambassi.
Yeah, Jean Pierre.
Oh my fucking god! It's Google time.
What have I done?
Bet you it's JP.
It's GP. All right. I'm with JB here.
It's Gian Piero. Gian
Okay.
P-
All right. All right. All right.
Piero Lambassi.
All right. Well, for the rest of the episode, I'm not allowed to mention Spygate. There you go.
Finally got to win. I finally got to win.
Yeah.
No, it's Gian Piero. It's GP. Gian
All right,
Piero
okay.
Lambassi.
I
All
think for me with Yuki is I completely agree with you guys. He has that little Charles Leclerc chink in his armour, but he also has to me.
But
he
he's
can
also
match the speed of the best drivers on the
exactly.
grid. to me
He's Charles
over a lap.
Leclerc. He could whack it.
Yeah.
He could probably put the Red Bull on the front
If
row.
he was in Sergio Perez's car, I reckon he would outqualify Max on some occasions.
Yeah,
I really do think he would.
He's very
He
much,
wouldn't have the overall
He's very
package
much
over
the Charles.
races.
He's very much the Charles Leclerc.
Exactly.
He'll put a stonker in,
Yeah.
and then he'll get to the race and it'll be shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Or,
He has that
you know,
about him, so he's got to
he's-
work on
he's-
that.
He'll
but
Yeah.
be leading by 20 seconds and then put it in the wall
He
for
definitely could.
no
He definitely could.
explanation.
I think for me though,
France
with Yuki, is I
2022.
see that and I go, I see well, he could lead by 20 seconds. He's got that talent to do that. So you've just got to work the rest out.
But you
know
got
what
to
I mean?
get the anger, the tension out of him.
Yeah, you do. You 100% do. He's been better this year. But,
He has actually been better this
but,
year.
yeah.
But I think the other thing that hurts him is the Honda connection.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You know, I don't think they're going to want to put him in a Red Bull knowing that he could go to Aston Martin because he's Honda backed.
I think he will
Which
end up
means
going to
Honda
Aston Martin.
Honda will pay his contract too.
I think he's going to replace Fernando Alonso. I think Alonso will finally retire.
Thank God. I hope he stays dead this time.
Agreed. If I have to hear...
Actually, I'd take Fernando over at Arrow McLaren if he wants another shot at the Indy 500.
I will say one thing. I hope he does too, because if I have to hear one more time the commentators talk about Hamilton and Alonso combined for 7 million races and all this start and all this knowledge, if I have to hear that one more time in a bloody race, I swear to God, I'm going to punch a hole through my TV.
Look, man,
Oh, I get it. The
Calling
experienced heads on the grid. Why do I have to hear it every time?
calling Fernando Alonso a double world champion is like me trying to celebrate Parramatta's premierships from the 80s.
Yeah.
It's fucking irrelevant.
Exactly.
It's done.
Yeah.
It was a
Actually,
long time ago.
to quote the Marta brothers from Jamoan, which were Stig Marta and Tom Marta, they sit there and go, they ask someone in Channel 7, like, oh, dear, do you want something from the cupboard? No, I'm good. And one of them go, right, that's it. We're finished. We're through. That's it. Biscuits back in the cupboard. We're done. Can't do any more for you.
You know, Jim Owen was the first actor I ever saw at the Entertainment Centre here.
Eh?
Fuck, he was funny.
Yeah.
He's so good.
All right.
Anyway,
Back to the F1.
Man.
Back to the F1. Right, so that's Yuki Tsunoda. Right.
Yuki Tsunoda.
Right.
He's going to stay in the RB system until Aston Martin have a Honda engine in the back, and then he'll go there.
Right, the final news item is the new 2026 regulations have been announced.
And the car concept's been announced too.
Yes. Now, I'm not going to put all the photos up with the car concept because I will be here for fucking ages editing this thing.
People can do their own research.
That's right.
It's on the page, guys. Get on the page.
But, so the key updates, more powerful hybrid engines with an increase in electrical power.
Is that still the 50-50 split?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're ditching the MGU-H and making the MGU-K bigger.
So the heat unit's gone. It's just going to be pure kinetic energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
right? They're hybrid engines with 100% sustainable biofuel.
Okay.
No oil in that thing.
No.
We're not putting a hole in the ozone layer anymore. Greenies.
Now, the cars, size-wise, are going to be 10 centimetres shorter in the wheelbase.
Good.
And 10 centimetres smaller width-wise.
Narrower.
That one. That geezer.
Good.
I think
They
that
look a lot more like the mid-2000s cars.
Yeah. They're going to have end plates again on the front wing.
Yep.
And the rear wing is not going to be how it is at the moment, where it's two mounted bits on the back that go around and form the rear wing. It's going back to being one centre column.
Like a proper spoiler. What one?
Yeah,
like,
it's very flat.
yeah, like
cool.
it used to be.
Yeah. Cool.
And they're getting rid of DRS.
Kind of.
Sort of.
They're doing something different with it.
What they're doing is you control when you use it.
I like that. You're
You
going to get
don't
so
have
much
to- you-
time.
You don't have to be within a second of the car in front to use it, but you will hear a thing in your ear saying when it's available, meaning you can't use it in a corner.
Okay.
But
Where's the fun in that?
but it's designed to do that, to help promote overtaking, to help the cars aerodynamically, and so that because the cars will be faster aerodynamically, it means they will brake harder and generate more energy for the battery
Nice.
under braking.
Wait, does that mean the leader can use DRS
Yes,
whenever they want?
yes. DRS trains for days.
That could be dangerous, but
Yeah.
yes.
And
I like the idea of being able to use it whenever, but just not the leader.
I feel like the race leader shouldn't be allowed to use it.
it gets better. DRS is not just the rear wing now. The front wing goes flat as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they had these in the old cars. You used to be able to manually adjust your front wing angle mid corner.
Yeah, yeah.
Active,
So as you're
right.
coming out, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You missed that.
It was 2010. It was 2010. It was after Spygate.
Yeah, it was
Hey,
when Fernando
you weren't
Alonso.
meant to mention it anymore.
Yeah, I know. I just snuck that one in there. This sneaky little rabbit I am.
Very, very sneaky, sir.
So yeah, it's a manual override where they can.
I wonder what Andreas Teller's up to. How is he
I was going
tonight?
to say, that went straight past you, Phil. How did you not remember that episode?
Very,
very
very
sneaky.
sneaky, sir. Please, let me touch your feet.
Sneaky.
We had a whole episode
I hope
about
Andreas Teller. I hope Andreas Teller's having a good night after another PT.
Yeah, he should be.
He can touch my feet.
Oh, crazy eyes. Right. Yeah. So they got the manual override mode, which is replacing DRS, and they reckon it's an agile car concept at the heart of the regulations to promote closer, more exciting racing.
What that means is we might actually get some overtakes at Monaco.
Oh, that's the
what
other
I'm
thing
looking
too. The floor has to be completely flat.
Oh yeah, no grooves in the floor.
Not on the side, sidings of the floor. How they've got little
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
So back to the Williams floor.
back to the boat concept.
Back to the boat concept. What do
Yes.
they call it?
Venturi
Venturi.
tunnels.
Yeah, tunnels? That's the one? Yeah, none of that.
Brody doesn't know that word because Williams don't use it.
Williams is like, where's that in the Excel file?
V for
Look.
Venturi. How do you spell Venturi?
I don't know, Jeff.
I think we threw that part out. Fuck, we ran out of storage space. I know I shouldn't have downloaded the new Transformers movie, but I really wanted to watch it.
I can't Google. Someone reboot the dial-up modem.
Is it Venturi or Venturi?
Volturi? Who the
Oh.
hell's that?
Valtteri? No, he drives for Sauber. You idiot.
Go back to Winnipeg.
I didn't even know he owned a tunnel. Valtteri's tunnel.
Go back to Toronto. From Winnipeg, you idiot.
Oh, the Williams XL laughter is never going to get old, is it?
Nah, it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's a lot like chlamydia.
Not till Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon win a world championship in 2026.
With Newey designed car.
Yeah.
With an Adrian Newey design. That'd be awesome. I wouldn't even be against that at all.
Even I'd be sitting there.
Adrian Newey back at Williams designing a championship winning car that doesn't kill their driver.
And Logan Sargent isn't driving it.
Sign me up.
It's like all the stars are aligning for you. You're going to take the shit of an XL powered company.
Logan Sargent driven car for the last how many years to finally get a taste of something.
With steel parts on the car because he couldn't afford carbon fibre and no one uses magnesium parts anymore.
It's all right. The stars were aligned. There's a sand trap at the Tumbarello Kink now. And a chicane.
Holy shit, that escalated fast.
Oh, 2 weeks after your mom put a livery on for him and you're making that.
Well, look.
Oh, you say.
Adrian probably reckons he has unfinished business there anyway.
I
You
don't
know, like legitimately,
Yeah,
he probably
he
feels like
He
he's got.
should.
I hope he does. I hope he does go
Imagine
back.
if Williams signs another Brazilian driver. Adrian Newey's like, I can do this one too.
Felipe Dragovic, come on,
Bruno Santos on a legends contract. So, oh shit.
Gunther Steiner's like, yeah, I would not recommend hiring that driver. Newey's like, I can kill him fast. We can do it. Live up to your uncle's potential right now. Let's go.
Let's see how good your
Get
uncle.
in there, Lewis.
Let's see how good your uncle's legacy is with safety standards.
Number one, with a bullet. Oh, crumbs.
Anyway, R.I.P. Ayrton. You're the best ever.
Yeah, except for the Michael. Anyway,
Still better than Lewis.
me pissing on a snare drum is better than Lewis. Anyway,
See you at Ferrari.
Championship number 8.
Quick over to January 1st, 2024.
Championship number 8, baby.
I've already got a spot on the wall for it.
Right next to that Michael poster. The 2 Ferraris, the 7-time champ and the 8-time champ.
But I'm going to get the Lewis one slightly bigger. You know what I mean?
And we have to put it above Michael, seeing as he's now the best driver of all time. That hook right there, look, it's empty and
Ready to
waiting.
go. It's just going to cover it, so you only see like the bottom. It's just going to sit right over the top of it. You just see the bottom.
Big 44 flag.
It's a big rollout banner. Just covers the entire thing.
He's 8 world championships because he's the greatest driver of all time.
It's a big rollout banner of Lewis Hamilton with his thumbs up. Like, you fucking idiot.
And you can't take it down because it's a gift from us.
I'll take it down, all right? I'll take it down out back and burn the fucker. You can watch it burn. I can see you, Pan Runner, and go, dude, save it.
We paid good money for that.
Good money for that. Save it.
It was signed by Lewis himself.
I flew to Abu Dhabi for that. I don't even like Abu Dhabi or Lewis Hamilton, but here I am.
I went to the Miami F1 to get this thing signed.
I had to sit through the Monaco Grand Prix for this. 70 laps of the fastest driver parade I've ever seen.
Where's the hose? I've got to put it out. So, yeah, that's the 2026 regulations.
What are we thinking? Do we think it's actually going to promote closer, more exciting races like racing, like they say every time?
I gotta be honest, guys. This regulations were supposed to promote closer racing.
I know, that's what I mean. They say.
And the last couple of races have actually been pretty fucking good. I think it's more Red Bull falling off a cliff than anything else.
Yeah.
But Max is only just winning these races.
It's finally exciting now.
If at all.
I would just like to see a set of regs that keeps it competitive throughout the whole time. The regs are there. Not when you get like a domination.
2012 when we had 10 different winners in 10 races.
Exactly. You don't get like a few years and everyone slowly catches up as that team slowly comes down, and we might get like a year and a half of exciting.
You'll get a 2021 out of it.
Yeah, and then we change again.
You were bringing up the 2012 10 different winners.
Yes.
Did you notice that one of those winners was the previous generation's Lance Stroll? Pasta Maldonado.
Yes. His one and only win. In a Williams, wasn't
In a
it?
Williams.
Yeah,
It was our
yeah.
last
In a
win.
Williams.
It was our last
Don't worry, 2012 was our last win for a while too. And now we've had a couple. We've had a
Yeah.
few since then. It's
Yeah,
been
but
good.
Ferrari's had a few as well. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the new regs.
I'm keen for it. Hopefully the cars look as good. The little wheel arches are gone.
I like it being smaller. I just want to see some overtakes at Monaco. Bring
Yeah, but
back
it's-
racing at Monaco.
But it's not that much smaller. It's only 10
know.
centimetres.
It's not enough. I still feel like they need to go smaller, but
Yeah.
at least
But
it's a start.
You can fit in them, hey.
Yeah, yeah.
here's,
like, I know the cars from 2005 look really tiny, but you can't. There's only one guy on there,
yeah, exactly.
and he's sitting in the middle of the fucking thing. You don't have a fucking passenger on the side. Why is it got to be? Why is it got to be
So
2
big.
meters wide?
Yeah, why?
Fucking. What am I? Like 60 centimeters wide? Like. Why does it have to be a 2 meter wide car? You're
I
not putting
really don't understand, hey.
That's like as wide as the fucking Hyundai ad.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be that big.
Doesn't need to be a
No, you
small
don't need to put
vehicle.
fucking 4 other people
so,
in here.
so you can put your menu log delivery in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing, is that they're talking about 2030s regulations already.
Jesus.
And
Can we start these ones first?
yeah, but here's
Can't we finish the current ones?
Yeah, but here's the thing: the 2030 regulations, they're talking about ditching the V6 turbo hybrids and going back to V8s running biofuel.
Because there's no emissions. It doesn't matter if
Yeah.
the electricity
Cool.
doesn't
Go
matter.
back
Get-
to the noise.
And they'll go back to the noise.
That's what we want.
Bring the noise.
That is what we
Yeah.
want.
Like Public Enemy once said. Bring the noise.
Having to wear
That was
earphones at the race.
Public Enemy and Anthrax.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Banger of a song.
Go back to, V8 engines and smaller cars so they can actually race proper.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll actually
Amazing.
make Baku interesting as well.
Yeah, make all the street races more interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
not. Come on. Calm down. All right.
Sorry.
You're about a 10. We need you about a 2. All right. Like
Take
Baku
about
on the
10%.
calendar this year?
Take about 10% off there, Squirrely Dan.
Is Baku on the calendar this year?
Yes.
Yes.
It is. Okay.
Yes. Right. Trivia.
Oh, here we go.
Logan Sargent trivia.
Oh, here we go.
Logan Sargent has been outqualified by his teammate in every Grand Prix, which is 30. However, Sargent has outqualified Sergio Perez 6 times during his time in F1.
That's the same man that just signed a 1-year Red Bull extension.
And this guy's out of a seat.
That dude's outqualified him 6 times.
That's amazing, isn't it?
That's incredible.
I thought you might like that.
That is amazing.
Is he better than Scott Speed, though? What a race that would be. Logan Sargent versus Scott Speed
Versus Lance Stroll.
versus
Chuck him in
Esteban Ocon versus
Yeah,
Pasta
Pasta
Maldonado.
Maldonado.
And,
Versus-
Hey, we're
Brendan
waiting for
Hartley.
them to come around for the end of the first lap.
and
but they all
Jarno Trulli.
crashed out.
You can't leave it Jarno Trulli. The man
Jarno
who-
truly genuinely had talent.
Yeah, but he fall asleep behind the wheel.
Yeah, so he had more talent in his little finger than Logan Sargent.
Or Roberto Bloody Moreno.
Well, one Pablo Montoya, he was a beast.
No. But Roberto Bloody Moreno was crap.
Oh yeah,
He was the epitome of the pay driver.
or De Crashers.
De Crasherus. Yes. You know what I really like? Have you seen the footage of I think De Crasherus takes out Nelson Piquet
Oh God,
in a race?
didn't PK punch him in the head?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, but they're both wearing helmets still.
It's like a hockey fight. Punch him in the helmet.
He does.
As long as he gets the message through.
He's
Why do my hands hurt now? Damn it, now I'm more angry.
Yeah, but he throws this silly kick at him too.
We're going to have to watch it now. Put it up on the Facebook page.
We will. I might finally update X just for that.
Right. So we get to the drivers. I'm going to let JB do it because I'm
All right.
struggling. So, driver standings.
Your 2024 driver standings as we currently sit. You're struggling. I'm struggling now. The pressure's on me again.
You're staring me in the face.
are being staring into the driver's staring because they're all looking at me funny.
The parents.
The parents' face. Lewis is judging me for being racist. Yuki Tsunoda's half asleep. Fernando Alonso looks like he's ready to die. Max Verstappen looks bored. All right. Currently, after the Canadian Grand Prix, as they stare. Number 1, Max Verstappen, World Championship leader, 194 points. Second is Charles Leclerc from Ferrari, 138 points. Third is McLaren's Lando Norris with 131 points. Fourth is Ferrari's Carlos Sainz with 108 points. Fifth is Red Bull's Sergio Perez with 107 points. Sixth is McLaren's Oscar Piastri with 81 points. Seventh is Mercedes' George Russell with 69 points. Eighth is Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton with 55 points. Ninth is Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso with 41 points. And 10th is VCarb Racing Bull Visa Cash App Yuki Tsunoda with 19 points.
And you can do the team standings.
The team staring dings. The 2024 team standings after the Canadian Grand Prix, we have in first place Red Bull Racing with 301 points. In second, Ferrari have 252 points. In third, McLaren with 212 points. Then about almost 100 points down after that, we have Mercedes in fourth with 124 points. In fifth, we have Aston Martin, 58 points. In sixth, we have Visa Cash App, Red Bull, Energy Drink, Racing Bull, whatever's, with 28 points. In seventh, we have Haas with 7 points. In eighth, and moving up a spot to my dismay, Alpine have moved up to the 8th place with 5 points, with a double points finish in Canada. And
That's all it took.
That's all it took. Yep. The battle of the shit doesn't take much.
No.
In 9th, my Williams have moved down a spot from 8th after a double, not scoring points finish, with 2 points. And in 10th place on the bottom, with no points, we have Kick Sauber.
That's a great showing for Audi, isn't it? Yeah. So,
The factory team, yeah.
yeah.
You've got some work to do.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Right. So then we got the social medias.
Yes.
So you can see us on the F1 chat on care of Vindicator 18 channel. We also have a dedicated F1 chat channel called the F1 Chat -1.
Get on there, guys.
That's on YouTube.
Like and subscribe. Help us out.
We also have the Facebook page, which is the F1 Chat. Interact with us on there.
Mm-hmm.
We're on X with the F1 Chat 1.
Don't forget the one.
Don't forget the 1. We're on Rumble. It's the F1 Chat. And we're on Spotify as the F1 Chat. Right. And we're back again in 2 weeks for Spain. The last time we're running at Catalonia, I think.
Yes. Before we go to the Madrid Autodrome.
Did you hear, slightly off kilter, but it is it's not really F1 related, but it is F1 related at the same time. Apparently Liberty Media has bought MotoGP.
Yes. And they are tossing up the possibility of combined weekends.
Oh, that's fun.
MotoGP and Formula One.
I've heard they're going to do a Netflix show, aren't they, of MotoGP?
Yeah, they already have.
They already have it.
Yeah. It was alright.
Oh, it's actually already out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's not a Drive to... It's not quite as good as Drive to Survive, but it's alright.
Is it on Netflix?
I think it might be now. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, they are promoting because MotoGP and Formula One go to a lot of the same tracks.
Yeah.
So, Catalonia was one, second of the Americas, Red Bull Ring, Silverstone.
But they run their calendar in reverse to F1.
Yeah, they don't ever interact. They try to have it, if it is on the same weekend, they try to have it earlier or later.
Yeah.
You tell when MotoGP's on because Formula One will start an hour earlier. Well, no, the MotoGP race will start before the Moto2 race. Because usually it's Moto 3, Moto 2, and then Moto GP. But if Formula 1's on the same weekend, it'll be Moto 3, Moto GP will get in, and then Moto GP will finish right before the Formula 1 Grand Prix starts.
Oh.
But, I mean, I don't know how you're going to do it. You can't bring
Combined.
Formula 3, Formula 2, Formula 1, Moto 3, Moto 2, Moto GP to the same track on the same weekend.
And don't forget Formula
side,
Academy.
One side of the Formula 1 car is going to be super grippy. This is like this one rubber line where the bikes have been. It's like, fuck, I can turn really well on this corner, but those side of the tyres suck. There's no grip out there.
God, could you...
Meanwhile, the MotoGP boys are like, there's grip everywhere.
This is amazing.
I've got 2 racing lines. This is fucking unreal.
Could you imagine if Liberty Media bought IndyCar as well?
And combined all 3 of them on the same weekend.
Yeah, holy shit.
Shout out to Jamie Chadwick as well for winning the IndyCar NXT series. The first female driver to win an IndyCar series since Danica Patrick.
See, when you say NXT, I immediately go
Yeah, I
to
know.
WWE's
I
feeder
know. I giggled at the title of it too, but that's what it's called, NXT.
Yeah.
The next generation. That's what it's called.
Jamie Chadwick, she won Formula W last year, didn't she?
Yep.
She won it like 3 years in a row or
yeah,
something.
and she's the first female to win Indy NXT for I'm pretty sure since Danica Patrick. So.
Yeah, and we still have to endure Danica Patrick on Sky Sports.
And so does Jensen Button, judging by that video I fucking shared in the group chat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it does. He look like he just wants to off
He's
himself.
just like, shut up, please shut up. As soon as she starts talking, he's just like, looks away. He's just like, oh my God.
Stick her with Jacques Villeneuve. There we go. There's your pairing. But yeah. So that's this episode.
It was a good episode,
Done and
boys.
dusted.
It's good to have. It's good to be in the same room with you boys at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we finish, happy birthday to your young fellow.
Thank you very much. Yes.
And yesterday would have been my dad's birthday, so happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday.
Hell yeah, happy birthday.
And yeah, I don't know if you've got someone who's had a birthday.
I think Amanda's birthday was on the 1st of June.
That's
Happy
the same
birthday,
day as my
Amanda.
brother's.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone close to me's got a birthday for a bit.
Actually, isn't Amanda engaged?
Yes.
Yes.
Amanda
Congratulations, Amanda. If you invite me to your wedding, I'll make sure I make you cry by telling you how crap your music taste is.
We'll relive some of those memories.
Good times.
Good times.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Sorry, I was a bit coffee and a bit blah, 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 but I don't really care. So, stiff shit. And we will see you again in 2 weeks for the Spanish F1. Until then, it is goodbye.